Ilhan Omar, who I don't know at all, but I always watch her for years. I've watched her complain about our Constitution, how she's being treated badly. Our Constitution, the United States of America, is a bad place. Hates everybody, hates Jewish people, hates everybody.
One of the people who's become the avatar for this absolute lunacy is a woman who married her brother, which is a violation of federal immigration law. Her name is Ilhan Omar from Minnesota, and Trump doesn't like her very much.
We could go one way or the other, and we're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country. Ilhan Omar is garbage. She's garbage. Her friends are garbage. These aren't people that work. These aren't people that say, let's go, come on, let's make this place great. These are people that do nothing but complain. They complained. And from where they came from, they got nothing. You know, they came from paradise, and they said, this isn't paradise. But when they come from hell, and they complain and do nothing but we don't want them in our country. Let them go back to where they came from and fix it.
You know, I have to say, when I was watching that clip this morning, I was thinking, you know, is this a little bit of like the part of Trump that people don't like, you know, calling people garbage? Like, is it a bit much? And then I watched the clip 2 or 3 times this morning, and then having watched it again just now, in a weird way, I think that's actually Trump at his best. Because he's saying something deeply true. Why is it that people have come from terrible places? Somalia is a pretty terrible place with unbelievable sectarian violence that they're now importing into Minnesota, that doesn't have freedoms, that women are treated horribly. Don't ask about the gays and other minorities and blah, blah, blah. Like, why do you come from there? And then you come here and you moan and you complain about our services and you drain the system, as opposed to, and by the way, that's not every single Somali, obviously, but there are people who come here. Senegal is a great example of it, and most of the people that come here from Senegal happen to be black. They come here and they bust their asses, probably like your ancestors did, and they work real hard and they don't ask for handouts and everything else, and they understand that they fled that place to come to this magical place that we are at, and then they produce and they actually create value. So we showed you that chart the other day about net value that various people from different countries bring, and Somalis, basically it's about $1 million deficit per Somali that comes to America in terms of economic value, because they are taking without producing a lot. There are plenty of other people that come from all other countries in the world that produce a lot. So in a weird way, even though the language, okay, do you want the president calling people garbage or whatever? Like, I'm past that. I'm just past that personally. Like, Trump is Trump, and he says true things often in a bit of a loose way, let's say. And well, here he is on that exact point.
And when you look at what he's done with Somalia, which is barely a country, you know, they have no anything. They just run around killing each other. There's no structure. And when I see somebody like Ilhan Omar, who I don't know at all, but I always watch her for years. I've watched her complain about our Constitution, how she's being treated badly. Our Constitution, the United States of America, is a bad place. Hates everybody, hates Jewish people, hates everybody. And I think she's an incompetent person. She's a real terrible person. But when I watch what is happening in Minnesota, the land of 1,000 lakes, or however many lakes they have, they got a lot of lakes, but this beautiful place, and I see these people ripping it off, and now I'm understanding, and you're going to look at that, Scott, I hear they ripped off Somalians, ripped off that state for billions of dollars, billions, every year, billions of dollars, and they contribute nothing. The welfare is like 88%. They contribute nothing. I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you, okay? Somebody would say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care. I don't want them in our country. Their country is no good for a reason. Their country stinks, and we don't want them in our country. I could say that about other countries, too.
Yeah, I like the dismissiveness there. I'm not going to be politically correct. And, you know, it's also interesting. Trump loves success more than anything else. What Trump doesn't like are woe is me people. Like, think about somebody walking into the Oval Office that's doing something. One thing that's so obvious about Trump is he likes success, he likes builders, he likes creators. He doesn't even have to like, this is my general sense of him, he doesn't have to like exactly what you're doing, but he likes people that are passionate in doing something. So the thing that, the obvious opposite of that would be that the thing that he hates most are lazy people. This is a guy who's busting his ass. You can actually see he's a little tired right now, and it's well deserved. The guy could use a couple days off, I think. But it's like he's still working. It's almost impossible to picture Trump not working. So he's telling you something very true. He doesn't like when people come here, then and moan about our country, then get on all of these extra services, which then, of course, once you're on those services, the Democrats are usually providing those services, so you end up being a Democrat. But that's a secondary thing. At the psychological level, Donald Trump does not like people who demand things from the system. He likes people who build. And that is now a notion that I think is proliferating throughout the entire administration. It's a winning message for America. Like, come here and pursue happiness. Don't expect